sports pundit Gary Lineker faced a backlash after criticizing the government's migrant policy on social media. Taking to his Twitter account, he compared a message by Home Secretary Suella Braverman to the language used in 1930s Nazi Germany. His comments sparked outrage from some, while others agreed with his views. Angela Rippon slammed the former footballer when she appeared on Channel 4's Steph's Packed Lunch, arguing his remarks were insulting to victims of the Second World War. Posting a video of Braverman in view of his 8.7 million followers, Lineker stated, "There is no huge influx. We take far fewer refugees than other major European countries. This is just an immeasurably cruel policy directed at the most vulnerable people in language that is not dissimilar to that used by Germany in the 30s, and I'm out of order?" Angela weighed in on the debate on Friday ahead of Gary being pulled from the BBC show Match of the Day. Stating that she believes impartiality is an important rule for the BBC, Angela said, "If a person who works for the BBC gives an opinion on something, particularly something like this which is very controversial, there are a whole group of people who will immediately attach that opinion to the BBC itself rather than to the individual. I do not make those kind of statements in public, and I think that whilst Gary doesn't present news and current affairs, he presents a football program, but it's a program that's watched by many, many people. And I think if you're someone in the public eye, you have to be very careful about what you say in public, regardless of whether you are a journalist working for the BBC or not, because it's your personal opinion." She continued, "And what Gary Lineker has said has actually been very hurtful and insulting to a lot of people whose families were involved during the Second World War, and I think he should have kept that particular opinion to himself or thought about it in a rather more sensitive way in which he made the point that he wished to make. Part of working for the major broadcaster involves impartiality, and Lineker has been named the highest-paid BBC star. Don't miss. EastEnders Zach Hudson heartbroken by Whitney Dean's cruel decision. Latest, The Apprentice fans slam woke BBC for all-female final. Reaction, The Chase viewers fume as Anne loses in nightmare final. Video, on Friday afternoon, the BBC retaliated to the backlash concerning the social media posts. A statement explained Lineker's recent social media activity had been a breach of guidelines. It went on to explain the BBC had extensive discussions with Gary and team in recent days and has decided that he will step back from presenting Match of the Day. The statement also added, "When it comes to leading our football and sports coverage, Gary is second to none." It comes as Braverman announced a huge crackdown on illegal migration. New policies will see any migrants crossing the channel removed from the UK and not allowed to come back in the future. Some ministers have argued the new restrictions might not comply with the European Convention on Human Rights, and the Home Secretary's video explaining the bill on social media has received a mixed response. Lineker has frequently come under fire for expressing his personal views while working for the BBC, however, it seems more action has been taken on this occasion, with the sports expert leaving behind his Match of the Day role.
From above. melted.